Close your eyes for a moment and imagine waking up in a world where you speak a completely different language. Every thought, every emotion, every dream suddenly must pass through new words. Would you still be you? Or would you start to think differently? It sounds impossible. How could words change thought? But here's the mind-bending truth. Language doesn't just express your thoughts, it shapes them. Let's start with something wild. In one language, there are 11 basic color words. In another, only 5. And in one remote Australian language, there are no words for left or right. Instead, they use cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, for everything. So instead of saying, "there's an ant on your left foot," they say, "there's an ant on your southwest foot." Now here's the twist. People who speak that language always know which direction they're facing. Always. Even indoors, at night, or blindfolded. Their language literally trains their brain to be constantly aware of space. That's the hidden power of words. Language doesn't just help us communicate, it programs perception itself. In the 1940s, two thinkers, Edward Sapir and Benjamin Lee Whorf, proposed an idea that shook linguistics forever. It's called the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, or linguistic relativity. Their claim was simple, but radical. The language you speak influences the way you think and perceive the world. To some, it sounded absurd. To others, it explained everything. Because if language is the lens through which we describe reality, then maybe every language offers a different lens. Let's test that idea. In English, we say, "I broke the vase." In Spanish, you might say, "the vase broke itself." Same event, different responsibility. English assigns blame, Spanish describes the event. And research shows that English speakers remember who caused the accident more vividly, while Spanish speakers remember what happened more clearly. Your grammar literally changes what your memory focuses on. And it doesn't stop there. Some languages treat time differently too. In English, the future is ahead, and the past is behind. But in Aymara, an indigenous language of the Andes, it's the opposite. They point behind them when talking about the future. Why? Because you can't see the future. It's unknown, so it must be behind you. Think about that for a second. For them, time doesn't move forward. You move through it backward, seeing only what's already happened. Language doesn't just describe time, it defines it. And what about emotion? In Japanese, there's a word, amai, which describes the comforting feeling of depending on someone's love, like a child leaning on a parent's care. There's no single English word for that. In German, Schadenfreude means joy from someone else's misfortune. In Filipino, giggle means the overwhelming urge to pinch something cute. In Portuguese, saudade means a deep nostalgic longing for something or someone that might never return. Every culture has emotions that others can't even name. And if you can't name something, how can you fully feel it? Maybe there are emotions hiding inside you right now that you've never discovered simply because your language doesn't have a word for them. Even the way we think about ourselves is shaped by our language. In English, we say, "I'm angry." In Russian, you might say, "anger is on me." In Indonesian, you might say, "my heart is hot." These aren't just translations, they're different philosophies of self. "I'm angry" means the emotion is part of your identity. "Anger is on me" means it's something that happens to you, temporary, external. Imagine how differently you'd handle emotions if your language taught you they weren't you, but just passing through you. Language even influences how we see reality itself. Take the Himba people of Namibia. Their language divides colors in ways English doesn't. They can distinguish shades of green that look identical to English speakers. Their brain literally sees colors our brains blend together. Or consider languages that have no words for numbers beyond 5. For speakers of those languages, large quantities become abstract, not because they're less intelligent, but because their language doesn't require counting in the same way. Your words don't just describe your world, they build its boundaries. But it's not all limitation. Language also gives birth to creativity. It allows you to invent, combine, and redefine the world around you. When Shakespeare wrote "To Break the Ice" or "Wild Goose Chase," he wasn't describing, he was creating new ways to think. When scientists named concepts like black hole or Big Bang, they gave form to ideas that had never existed before. The words we use don't just express thought, they expand it. Still, here's a paradox. While language shapes thought, it can also trap it. Every time you label something, you simplify it. You take the infinite complexity of reality and fit it into a word. That's useful, but dangerous too, because once you name something, your brain stops looking deeper. You see a flower and think, oh, that's just a rose. But before you named it, it was 1,000 shades of color, texture, and life. Language gives meaning, but it also limits wonder. So, what does all this mean for you? It means that the words you use, even the ones you don't notice, are quietly sculpting the way you think, feel, and experience life. When you call someone lazy, your brain stops seeing their struggle. When you call a problem impossible, your brain stops looking for solutions. When you use the word failure, your brain forgets to ask, what did I learn? The labels you use become the limits of your world. But when you change your words, you change your thinking. Replace "I can't" with "I'm learning to." Replace "I'm stressed" with "I'm challenged." Replace "I failed" with "I tried." And slowly, your brain begins to believe in new possibilities. Language is more than grammar, vocabulary, or accent. It's the software of your mind. It's the architecture of thought. It's the invisible code that builds the reality you live in. When you learn a new language, you don't just learn new words, you learn a new way to see. Maybe that's why bilingual people often describe themselves as having different personalities in each language, because each one unlocks a different version of them. So, how does language shape the way you think? It guides your attention. It defines your emotions. It carves your memories. It decides what you notice and what you ignore. Language is the bridge between your mind and the universe. And when you change the bridge, you change the journey. So, the next time you speak, listen to your own words. Every phrase is a choice. Every word is a window. And through those windows, you're not just describing the world, you're creating it. Because maybe, just maybe, the limits of your language are the limits of your world.